anticipated expenses, also with a look back. What did we spend in the previous year? If we spend $20,000, we jump off of that figure. If we spend, I'll talk about it. If we spend $30,000, we use that as a figure. If we spend $10,000, we use that as a figure moving forward. That's the basis of it. Some things change in a general direction and they stay down. Sometimes they go up. It's, there's a lot of estimates here, a lot of estimates. In fact, every line item is an estimate, every single one. So I can pick on any given one. When you see the actual, it's terribly different from the, these figures are to September 30th, the actual for 2023, but if you look at the actual for 2022, you can pick any given line item, and you see that we have to go up on some. So, for instance, on line item A190.4, unallocated insurance.
Yeah.
Okay. Actual last year was $37,000. We budgeted $38,500. That was for 23. However, it actually turned out to be $43,331 because it went up a great deal. So I'm using that $43,000 as a basis to what and I'm just using this line item as I just put my pen down, where we're budgeting $45,000. So there in of itself is a $7,000 increase, but that's based upon history and expenses that we've incurred. And again, you can go into all the other line items and gauge it accordingly. Street lighting is picked on that one. In actuality, in 2022, we had budgeted $2,500, but we spent $3,500. Well, we weren't certain where it was going to go because the rates had gone down a little bit towards the end of the year. So we budgeted $3,000. Through 9 months of the year, it's coming in at $2,100. Is our guess going to be right? Well, we've got 2 months left. Actually 3. This is through September 30th. So we estimated $3,000. I actually believe it's going to go higher. Certainly come up a great deal from the 2130 because the waiting season is now greater than it was during the summer. But don't forget we had the early part of the year as well. And that's a process we use line item by line item. Every single line item is largely based upon that process. And we've heard from Mr. VanWormer in the past, for instance, if we have any expected changes in fuel costs or salt costs or those kind of things. And, we've heard from the courts whether they have to do educational requirements, and we try to fund it accordingly. Okay? Well, that's my generalized statement about how the budget is put together. So it's not a hands-up thing. It's not a classroom. Mr. VanWormer, you're on the highway. If you would, step up if you have something you want to comment to me.
Is inflation ever included in this?
Of course.
I was just wondering if you could enlighten us on the $30,000 reduction in the road maintenance.
Actually, I think you should enlighten us. You were in the room when we come up with that number.
No, I was not. When I met with you two, we were leaving the budget as is. When I left that meeting, you made a few adjustments, raised things a little bit. There was never. No, Jeff, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
I would have never walked out of that meeting and agreed to a $30,000
The only line item
reduction.
that was not certain was the one for the salaries. That's how we ended that. And I said, if there's anything you need, let me know.
I never left that meeting. We never discussed a $30,000 reduction. Never.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. When I left that meeting, we were in agreement that the budget was pretty much going to stay the same.
May I make a comment on your process, your formula for setting up the budget?
I'm sorry.
Yes. There are 2 state points, state sections in the state town law. One is 104, which is submission of estimates. The other is town law number, section 106, and that is, again, refers to the budget officer. And I'd really like to know who the budget officer. I know you're chief
I am.
budget officer.
Kelly and I work it together. We
Okay,
sit together and do most of it.
So basically, I'm not really interested in any further in the point of the budget officer. You mentioned that specific terminology, and that sent up red flags logically. But these two town law sections, particularly section number 104, the head of each administrative unit, presumably any of the clerk's office, the highway department, any of the administrative units or departments, except as otherwise provided in section blah, 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 200, shall submit on or before the 20th day of September to the budget officer, meaning to you, okay, an estimate of revenues and expenditures of such administrative unit for the ensuing year. It goes on to say, estimates shall be submitted in such form and shall contain such information as the budget officer shall prescribe. So the ball lands in your court. You receive the estimates of revenues and expected expenditures. You apparently are also tasked with analyzing them. And if you have any questions, it's up to you to respond to those submissions made by the administrative unit chiefs to clarify any questions. Now, section 106 says, upon receipt of the estimates of the various administrative units, the budget officer, you, shall review the estimates and may confer with the head of any such unit in regard to such estimates. He may require the head of any such unit to furnish information and to answer inquiries pertinent to such review. Ball again in your court. Okay? Now, my question, okay.
Mr. Vadney.
Okay, wait, I'm not done. Please don't interrupt me.
Well,
When you sit there and challenge Mr. VanWormer as to what was said and what was not said at these meetings, which is one reason why I counsel people not to accept your invitations to meetings, are there any minutes or recordings made of the proceedings of these minutes that can document what you said or what you did not say and what Mr. VanWormer asserts or affirms you said or did not say? Is there any record of that?
I have notes. Thank you.
The answer is no?
I have notes. N-O-T-E-S. Thank you. All right.
Made by you? Yes?
Of course. I have notes. I don't understand what you don't understand. I have notes.
You don't understand, but I do.